Welcome to Gossip About Gossip, powered by Hedera Hashgraph. In each episode, we'll cut through the hype of blockchain promises and explore real-world examples of organizations creating the next generation of decentralized applications, which will bring trust back to the internet for us all.
Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of Gossip About Gossip. My name is Zenobia Godschalk, and I am the SVP of Communications at Swirlds Labs, working to grow the Hedera ecosystem. Today, I am joined by Ravi Jagannathan, who is the co-founder of KrypC. Hi, Ravi. How are you?
Doing wonderful. How are you doing today?
Good. Thank you so much. So, Ravi, tell us a little bit about the company and what you guys do.
Yeah. I'm a founder and CEO of a company called KrypC Technology. KrypC Technology is a blockchain technology company we started in 2015. Prior to that, we were very deep into cryptography-related technology. So from 2015, we have been actively engaged in making the digital transaction and information trustworthy, whether it is enterprise or any individuals or consumers. We want to make the transaction or information in the digital world trustworthy, reliable, and also verifiable. So that's what our objective has been. We have been doing pretty well with a lot of large corporates and enterprises. We are supporting them in building multiple platforms. And our recent platform is on the sustainability side called Carbon Core Program.
Very interesting. So tell us a little bit more about that program. You know, there's a lot of conversation about what it means to be sustainable. That has a very different meaning for a lot of different people in a lot of different companies. What does that mean to you and to your customers?
Yeah, I think one thing everybody knows is the world should be a pleasant home for all the living things. So that's what we ideally expect. But unfortunately, in the busy world, in the digital world, with innovations happening all over, things went wrong in the past, I would say 40, 50 years. So it's only a dream, right? Having that green sustainability world is very, very, it stays as a dream. But there are a lot of actions are being taken by a lot of philanthropic and, good organizations coming forward to build a lot of sustainability programs to offset all the challenges that is being created to the environment, maybe excess emission and excess carbon or GHG emissions, all those stuff that needs to be offset. So those are all, these are all primary issues that is creating a lot of challenges to this Mother Earth. Now, I think a lot of things are happening now. Our program is primarily to make sure all these sustainability programs are reasonably recognized for the value that they are generating. That is getting compromised because there is no good technology, like a trustworthy technology, like a blockchain technology. So we are bringing that into our DLT platform, which we call it as a Carbon Core program. In this platform, when the data comes in, then that becomes a trustworthy data. When the data and information is trustworthy, then your underlying asset that you are going to hold is also becoming highly trustworthy. Then that demands for its what the value that it deserves. So that's in a nutshell, that's a program or a platform that we are building now.
How did you learn about Hedera?
We have been, since 2015, I was telling you, we have been working with multiple protocols, multiple platforms to support our enterprise customers. And at some point in time, we felt there needs to be a good cost, energy, and the scale efficient platform. So all together, it was very difficult for us to find a protocol. So we were doing a lot of internal research and then internal evaluation. Finally, we found Hedera. We went through almost like 9 months process internally, since I said that we are a cryptography specialist. We had to go through a lot of different areas of the technology to evaluate what is the right technology that can give us cost, energy, and also the scale efficiency. finally, we ended up with Hedera. In 2019, we did that evaluation. 2020, we started working with Hedera.
I'm glad to hear someone who has gone through that and taken a look at a lot of different chains to hear that. Can you tell us a little bit more about the solution and how the build out has been going?
Since we spoke about Hedera, the reason why we wanted to have an energy efficient protocol is because if the underlying protocol is not energy efficient, then if you try to build a workflow on top of that protocol to bring any sustainability benefit, say carbon credit, that carbon credit is meant to offset some emission programs. So if our platform is going to consume so much of energy, then the credit gets offset even within our platform. So that should not be the case. That's why we went with a Hedera kind of a protocol. Now, as I was mentioning, our objective is to make sure that we are able to get the data from the right source, which is authentic, and also getting the data when that events are happening. That means real time, which is more a granular level data can come into the system, and making sure this data, once that is coming into the system, that is available for all the stakeholders in the system before a carbon credit is recognized. It could be verifier, it could be, there are multiple participants involved to make sure that the carbon credit is worthy, and also it should be recognized as per the policy and methodologies. So we want to make sure that all these things are captured in a workflow. And finally, when you tokenize the carbon credit, the token should represent the true value of the carbon credit. I'm not talking about the economic value, which is probably determined by the market, but at least people who see that, they will know that the data came from the right source, certain information relating to the geographical information, say lat long, timestamp, and whether the information came from the right source. For example, we use a lot of IoT innovative technologies that can sign any transaction before it is fed into this platform. So finally, when it is tokenized, and also in the Hedera mainnet, it is a confirmation and endorsement that this transaction is not changed and nobody is going to change it, or that confirmation is also available. And the beauty of the thing is the external parties can go and verify that in our public system. So they don't have to come to our platform or something like that, because it's available in mainnet and mirror network of Hedera. People can verify the authenticity of the token. So what we are trying to do is, we are trying to help the underlying sustainability projects or programs to bring their information and then get the benefit of this platform, so that their credit asset or carbon asset that they are going to bring in is sufficiently recognized. And also, because it is verifiable, there is a good amount of trust that anybody wants to buy the token and offset, they can rely on. So this is in a nutshell what our platform is about. We are building on, because Hedera has got an open source platform workflow framework called the Guardian. So we are connecting with Guardian so that there is no, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. And what we are trying to do is, our carbon core is a framework that consists of talent, that is carbon talent, people with sufficient experience about the carbon market and how sustainability projects are generating carbon credits. So that is one side. On the other side, it is process. It should be standard process for managing the scale, whether it is verifier coming in. So the processes have to be in place, connecting the methodology to policy to the underlying carbon credit. So that process is one side, and this technology platform, which is powerful engine that connects all these two. So this is what our Carbon Core platform is about.
That sounds quite comprehensive, and it gives that visibility to a market that has been hard for enterprises to demonstrate, right? Provably demonstrate.
Right.
As you've gone through this process, if you were to share with other developers, who are building applications on the Hedera network, Any lessons learned, things you would definitely do again, things you would do differently?
There are definitely good lessons, I would say. A lot of lessons. Good lessons are very important to probably the developers and other community members to understand, because when we talk about blockchain as a technology, and when we talk about DLT as a technology, if you build any platform on top of it, most important aspect is the affordability point, because because it's a distributed ledger, so you kind of keep blocks forever. For example, you do a transaction today that is getting recorded, and it stays forever in the block. That means the cost of infrastructure could be out of your control at some point in time if you don't plan it well, if you don't design it well. That is one important aspect. So the next important aspect is the scale. When you want to scale maybe about thousands of members coming into the system, when they do the transaction, then it has to be properly architected. Proper API modules and API approaches are very essential to make sure in the distributed world that scale is managed. I think Hedera, per se, we have a very nicely modularized protocol, which is driven by your consensus services, token services, smart contract services, filing. So all these services are kind of available in API format. So you don't have to end up directly connecting to the protocol, try to reinvent the wheel time and again. That will lead up to a lot of errors and all those challenges. So this is one fantastic way that we will be able to make use of those modularized approach of Hedera to build our platform. So these things are given. Now you have to think about how to design your workflow, how to design the underlying the distributed ledger governance model. All those things once you have in mind, then it is easy for you to connect with this kind of ready-made API that are available in Hedera to build your platform. That is one. And the second thing is, I think we are talking about the crypto world here, because end of the day, HBAR is a currency that is used for doing your transaction, even though the transaction cost is denominated, or rather it is in cents. It's always in cents. It's not like a number of HBAR. You convert that into HBAR and then you can pay. That way, your cost is under your control. The cost is predictable. It's not like HBAR price is going to determine your cost. Your cost is predictable. But still, the challenge here is the enterprise's ability to hold HBAR for doing a transaction, because all enterprises, they may not have the ability to have that financial instrument, because they need to have a wallet to hold these HBARs, right? So there are certain challenges that we may have to work with those enterprises, create some better models. Maybe we can be, when we build a platform, we have to make sure that a challenge is not passed to the enterprises. So you can have a wallet that you can take care of the HBAR related transaction, so that the enterprises need not worry about that. So these are all small challenges. I wouldn't call these challenges as a permanent challenge, because it's just a matter of time before all the enterprises start holding one or the other wallets in the system. So it's just evolving. All of us, we are seeing that. So these two important learnings are there, always with me and my team when we develop any platform. Yeah.
So keep in mind the maturity of the market and how that's going to develop. And then also, it sounds like plan ahead, for your massive success, and make sure that your platform can scale when you achieve that.
Exactly. Another, I wouldn't say it is a learning, our understanding from this Carbon Core, when we started working with our partners and customers and sustainability projects, we realized that indirectly we are helping all these projects to scale, to expand, because now they are getting the credit or carbon credit worth directly from people who want to buy this carbon credit, and also they get it in time. With that, they're able to really make use of that money to expand their programs. So what it means is, now we don't have to build new programs. The existing programs, they themselves can bring in more sustainability the carbon credits into the market. That means they are growing those programs. So ultimate objective of bringing down that 1 degree or a 2 degree global warming is probably, it is not too far. I would like to see that happening quick.
I think we all would. Ravi, thank you so much for spending time with us today. If people want to learn more about KrypC, where should they go?
It is in KrypC.com, www.KrypC.com. Always they can reach out to me, Ravi@KrypC.com. It is RAVI@KrypC.com or info@KrypC.com. And we'll be more than happy to share our experiences and then see how best we can help the society.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate your time and happy Earth Day.